The decision to take out Tommy and put in Schrader, was that something that you had before the game, or is that a game time decision based on what was happening in the first quarter?
For the game.
Mark, back. Hey, Coach, can you just talk about the frustration of just not seeming to get it going and kind of making the mistakes you made them today? What's up to win a game like that?
Mark, I think the biggest thing is, I got to be a little bit more specific than that. That's too vague. I thought the defense played extremely well. I thought there was numerous mistakes in the kicking game. I think the kicking game maybe have cost us as much as the offense not scoring enough points.
Dan?
Coach, just to go into 4th and 10 in Rutgers territory with inside 8 minutes to go, just a decision to punt, going back to that.
Basically, the defense has stopped them before. I've got 3 timeouts. If you take the field position, it was a 50-50 call. I decided to go with the defense, see if we could stop them. If not, it's a 4th and 10. If we'd have got 5 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards on the 3rd down play, I'd have definitely gone for it. But with the 4th and 10, that's a tough one.
Hey, Dino, we didn't get a clear picture of what happened the play where Michael got the penalty called on him and then seemingly you maybe got whistled as well. Can you walk us through what happened, what they said to you, and all that?
I'm not quite sure what happened. I thought I saw a play, and I'm trying not to get fined. I thought I saw a play where we tackled a guy and he got pushed back. And then I was sitting there waiting, like, I saw a personal foul call being called. And I'm like, I didn't see a targeting. I'm trying to figure out how the personal foul thing got called. And when they came over and told me, they said that the back was picked up and body slammed. Now, I couldn't see it, so you guys have to help me with that. And I was like, I didn't see anybody body slam anybody. And I got a personal foul penalty called against me. You can go back and check it, Stephen, because I know you'll do a good job, but as far as I know, I've never had a personal foul penalty called on me as a head coach. I know I've never had one called on me as an assistant coach. And I'm pretty doggone sure I've never had one called on me as a player, and I've been playing since the 60s. So I didn't use any profanity, but I guess my English was too strong.
Tommy in back. All the way back, Tommy on the
Coach, 0-0 at halftime, a defensive battle. What was that conversation and really kind of what were you talking to the defense about and then the offense?
Well, I thought the defense needs to continue to do what they were doing, and I thought they came out in some tough situations with some amazing energy and some fantastic stops. You play defense like that. I want to say we kept them under 200 yards. I want to say that. I mean, you're supposed to win those type of games unless you turn the ball over more than the other team and you lose the kicking game, because then those numbers don't come out the correct way.
Dino, were you aware of how animated Coach Giano was on the other end towards the officials, especially after the personal foul call on you?
You're the second or third person that's told me this after the game, and the answer is no. I couldn't see him, but I had everybody in my ear talking about I don't know. I did not see him, so I don't want to say anything more. I couldn't see him, so I don't know how animated he was, to answer your question.
Dino, you had 8 penalties called on your team today.
I didn't hear you. Start again.
You had 8 penalties called on your team today. What is the message that you have to give to your team in order to lessen those amount of penalties? Because some of them were pretty impactful on the game.
We're going to go back and check the tape on the 8 penalties.
Coach, what went into the decision to take out James Williams for Colby Parker in the fourth quarter?
We were executing a very unique kick in that situation, and our second punter was better than our first punter at doing it in practice. He had demonstrated that over and over again. Yeah, but when we put him in the game for the very first time, he didn't do so well.
Hey, Coach, fans back in the Dome, how do you feel that affected your team, especially on the defensive end?
Oh, I thought it was a huge plus. I think it was a huge plus for the offense as well. You got to remember, we had some plays in the first half offensively we didn't make. We had, I want to say, 1 or 2 balls to one of our receivers, which I won't use by name because you guys know how I am, that I thought were catchable. You know, we had a ball turned over on the 5-yard line. We missed a field goal early. There's 10 points right there, and we're not sitting here. We're in overtime down there. So that's how football is, though. You got to make those plays to make your life a lot easier, and we didn't make those plays today, and that was disappointing.
Coach, we talked about what went into the penalty call, and you're not going to go into specifics, I understand, but you know the penalty against you resulted in the first touchdown for Rutgers. How much of an onus is on you for that play?
I'm 60 years old. That's my first personal foul penalty, and I'll say the exact same thing I always say. None of us is worth 15 yards in a game.
Dino, what was the biggest reason your offense was not more consistently good today?
I'm going to go back and check the tape, Mark, and you can ask me that question on Monday.
But the mistakes, like inside your own 10 and then inside their 10 too, I mean, obviously that was a part of it?
Are you referring to like drops or passes?
Fumble by Taj.
Yeah, we have to hold on to the football. Taj, first of all, Taj gets the ball in there. He's probably going to get tackled, and we're going to have to kick a field goal. He makes an amazing move and makes a guy miss, and then he gets it into a first down situation, but he gets the ball knocked out from behind. Not good. You know, if he didn't get the ball knocked out from behind, you would like to think we have at least 3 points with, with Andre Smith. Okay, so because how many times have you ever seen Andre miss twice in a game? Because he normally doesn't miss once. So it's things like that that are disappointing, and our guys know that, but I'm not going to get mad at Andre. Andre is one of the most accurate kickers I've ever been around. Okay, so he missed one. We'll get over it, and he'll make the next 9, 10, or 11. Taj needs to hold on to the football. He's one of our playmakers. We need him out there on the field. He needs to play, he needs to make plays for us.
Dino, I know it was only one of the special teams things, but you guys struggled to get lined up correctly on a couple of punts. Was it the same thing multiple times? And what do you make of it as a coach when, you know, you're struggling to get lined up right when you're not really pressing to make something happen?
You know, I wasn't lined up. We had one time we didn't have a guy out there, and I decided to just run the clock and call a timeout. We didn't have a guy out there. The second time was they were calling, again, you guys are going to get me in an official situation. They were calling something, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not going to get fined over something silly.
You didn't see it?
Oh, I could see it. Yeah, I saw it, and we adjusted. Now.
I know you said if you had gotten a few yards on third down, it would have changed your thinking on the fourth down call late in the fourth quarter. What do you think is holding back your offense from being explosive enough that you would feel confident in a 4th and 10 and going for it like that?
Well, first of all, come on, Nate. Here's the deal. It's 4th and 10. 4th and 10 is hard to get. 3rd and 2 is hard to get. 4th and 10 is a totally different situation. If it's 3rd, I already answered this question. If it was 4th and 5, 4th and 6, give me something to lean my hat on. 4th and 10 with a defense playing the way we've been playing and having 3 timeouts, we can kick them, pin them, keep them in there, keep the clock alive, get the ball back, put the ball back on the 50 and have an opportunity to go in, onside kick, go for 3. It left us some options, okay? As long as we got them on the 3 and out, which we didn't do, okay?
Last two, we'll start with Connor here, then go to
Yeah, Coach, what did you see from your defensive backs today in holding Rutgers' offensive weapons? And can you talk a little bit about Garrett Williams and his status?
I'm not going to talk about Garrett and his status because that'd be too much of an advantage for our next opponent. But obviously, if he wasn't in the game, you know, it's something that we need to deal with. I thought that AC came in and played a really good game for Garrett, but obviously we need Garrett to get better. You know, we had one of our better players not out on their football field, and then the other thing is Garrett's very involved in special teams as well. So not only did it affect our defense, but it affected our special teams.
Stephen for the last question.
You guys lost a handful of games like this last year where the defense kind of had a big onus. I know it was frustrating, and a lot of the veterans on your team talked about this year. You know, they wanted to handle situations like that better. And obviously there are personnel things that hold you back, but what do you take from this, and what do you take from last year as to how you're approaching that the next 2 weeks, and you know what I mean, maybe handling things a little differently?
I think you asked a good question. First of all, last year, that doesn't matter to me. The thing that matters is we're not going to do this again this year, and we need to be better. As coaches, we need to be better. And as players, we need to be better. That's the bottom line.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay?